Let's just go ahead and get this out there. Let's go ahead and discuss it. So is this Jumanji 3 or is this Jumanji 2? Because we can't forget, there was an original 90s Jumanji movie, and then the recent release Jumanji was a rebooted version, or sequel, I guess, to it, and now we have another movie. So is this Jumanji 2 or 3? Because most people are going to say, oh, the second Jumanji. Is it, though? Leave a comment below. I want to hear your opinions. Jumanji: The Next Level. This is the next Jumanji film, second one or third one, it's up to you. And this movie stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillian, and Jack Black. The original game characters are back, and so is our cast from the original movie. So basically this movie is about one of the kids go back into the game, and the other friend's got to go in there to get him. Turns out the game is messed up, and his grandfather, Danny DeVito, and his best friend, Danny Glover, get into the game, and they're The Rock and Kevin Hart, and they're old people in this world where it's fantasy-like and video game, and they gotta go on an adventure. The original Jumanji. Classic movie. I grew up with this movie. I love this movie. I'm also deep down afraid of this movie. And then you have the new one, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. A movie that surprised the hell out of me. I really like this movie. This is a funny movie, and it made a bunch of money. So this new one, I was pretty excited, if you ask. The trailers looked good, the movie just looked like a fun time, and that's what the first one was to me. It was a fun movie, and going to this movie, I wasn't super excited, but I was definitely like, bring it on. It's a sequel, so maybe it won't be as good as the first one, and I have to say this now. It's not as good as the first one, but I had a fun time at the theater. Once again, this movie, the cast, the movie itself is so fun. I just love the idea itself. And like I said, Danny DeVito's character gets put into The Rock's video game character, and The Rock does a Danny DeVito impression pretty much the entire movie. I love it. It's so good, and I love The Rock, and he's so funny in this movie. This movie is 1000% funny. I laughed my butt off from beginning to end. There are some hilarious moments. But The Rock was awesome. Kevin Hart, man, I can't wait. I got to see him live last year. The man is hilarious. And in this movie, he proves he is so damn funny. And someone that really shocked me, like, okay, Jack Black was really funny in the first one. He almost stole the movie from me in the first one. In this one, so the black guy becomes Jack Black, and he's got a whole new persona, and Jack Black, I miss him in such great comedies. He is so funny in this movie. And Karen Gillian, she gets something to do. And there's a scene in this movie, she gets her own comedic scene. It is outrageously funny. She was at, these four together is such a great cast. It's so funny. And with Danny DeVito and Dan Glover now thrown in there and them acting like that, it adds more to the comedy. Nick Jonas is back. I won't spoil who certain characters get to become. Those are the four. Awkwafina's a new video character, and she was excellent. She was awesome, and she was also really funny. Towards the end of this movie, you know what I'm talking about towards the end with her. She becomes even more funny with what happens to her and her character and decisions. I loved it. I just loved how fun and funny the movie was itself. The movie looks great. The CGI was really good. The sound design, the production design, the action scenes were very fun. I will say my only biggest criticisms, once again, the villain is very just cookie cutter, but it's a video game, so it kind of goes with the movie, to be honest. But the villain was actually the freaking mountain from Game of Thrones, or it wasn't the mountain, it was, I forget, I can't ever forgetting right now, but either way, if you've seen Game of Thrones, then you know who it is. But he was the villain, but I like seeing him in a big budget movie. But once again, the movie itself is just fun. It's a movie I think families should go see. Definitely a more of a higher PG-13, a lot of curse words, talk about some sexual stuff and stuff like that, but it's super funny. I had fun. My only criticism, the villain's cookie cutter. The movie is like a little long, I could say. And there's definitely certain scenes that feel like they were there for that joke and they moved on and everything. The first one felt more flow with the comedy. It went through. The comedy felt important for the story and everything. This one felt like this scene is meant for this joke. If I had my biggest criticism, but overall, I had a blast with one just like the first one. I'm going to give Jumanji: The Next Level a B+. I think this is a movie, if you are a fan of the first one, definitely go see it. If you just want to have a good time and have a good laugh, go and see this movie. If they make one more, I'll go see it. They're 2 for 2 for me, honestly. It's a fun series. I'm glad the Jumanji series is making, and the first one made so much money, so I do believe this one will make just as much, probably. I think we're going to have a blast with this movie. Go and see it. Anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time.